Right now, Madison police tell us what we know is not true after a viral social media post accused school staff of sexual assault.
And after nearly a month-long pause on abortions, why Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin says it is again providing the procedure. You're watching News 3 now at 5. Thanks for staying with us. And first tonight, controversial allegations of sexual assault by staff members at a Madison middle school are now out there in the midst of misinformation.
Madison police officers and leaders with the Madison School District are asking people to hold off on sharing posts on social media that have not been verified. This is after social media posts about the allegations went viral that contain information police have found to be inaccurate. They tell our Armand Rahman it makes an already serious and sensitive investigation that much harder. Armand?
Well, Eric, Susan, what we know right now is that Madison police are investigating allegations of sexual assault of a child by Madison Metropolitan School District employees. And according to an email sent to the Whitehorse Middle School community, police and the district are investigating after a post on social media alleged staff members were involved in a physical and sexual assault.
We're obviously trying to gather up all of the information and investigation on our end to determine what is truthful.
But what Madison police officers in the school district say is not truthful based on initial interviews and security camera video is an address shared on social media.
Certainly the speed at which it was traveling is unique, but we have to be on top of how it might be jeopardizing potentially the safety of other people as well.
Authorities say it caused anger and threats to be directed at the people who live at that address, who police say have nothing to do with the case.
At this point, we're comfortable saying that they're not involved. It just seems like an address that was posted. And yeah, for them, they're not involved. And now they have people that are showing up on their doorstep accusing them of something they didn't do.
Right now, both police and the district leaders say they are still investigating the allegations seriously and legitimately until proven otherwise.
You're not saying that even though some of those posts were inaccurate, that the allegations were necessarily inaccurate at this point?
No, not at all. Yeah. So our biggest thing is just, especially in the initial parts of an investigation, we're still working towards verifying anything.
But MPD spokesperson Anthony Vogel says that becomes more challenging with misinformation muddying the waters.
Along with having a sexual assault of a child investigation, we're investigating. We have to now devote resources to looking at potential threats cases where people are receiving threats over either social media or other means.
In a letter to the Whitehorse Middle School community, the principal said, quote, "We are unable to share any further details at this time. We also respectfully request that our community refrains from reposting or resharing as it could impact the integrity of the investigation. It's crucial that we work to gather all the facts."
Social media posts should not be driving how we react in our community. It should certainly make people ask questions.
News 3 Now also confirmed at least one of the posts made to Facebook was not made by the student's parent. The district did release a statement last night which reads in part, quote, "Over the past 2 weeks, there have been incidents involving MMSD students that have been widely publicized in the media and have required police involvement. We understand that this may cause concern. When incidents do occur, regardless of the precautions taken, the impact is felt deeply by all of us. In these instances, our hearts go out to any student or staff member who experienced a situation where they were injured or felt unsafe. No one in our schools should be in these situations or feel that way," end quote.
Armand, thank you. Turning now to weather, a very nice fall day to start the week. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington joins us now to map out the days ahead. Alex?
Yes, let's start that mapping here. We'll do 56 on Tuesday, staying in the 50s Wednesday and Thursday. That all-important day Friday, that would be Halloween, 51. Then we dip into the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees, which is just a touch below normal as we head out further into the next 10 days. Small chances for rain Tuesday, and there is a tiny chance of a shower as we go into Halloween night going on into that following Saturday. Now, those Tuesday showers are not going to get everyone in southern Wisconsin. Here's just a sneak peek at about this time tomorrow night. A few showers south and west of Madison, Lone Rock, Mineral Point towards Darlington, maybe over towards the Belleville area. When I come back in a few minutes, we're going to track these showers. Will they make it further to the east? I'll let you know when I return in a little while.
All right, Alex, thank you. After a nearly month-long halt, Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin will begin offering abortions once again.
The announcement came this afternoon, and that means all 24 of the organization's centers across the state will be providing the procedure again. In Madison, there are 2 locations, Madison South Health Center and Madison East Health Center. PPWI also made a point to mention that they will continue serving Medicaid patients. State law allows abortion for up to 20 weeks into the pregnancy.
At the end of September, the group announced it would stop providing the procedure starting in October. At the time, the organization blamed the president's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which made massive cuts to Medicaid. Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin says the Department of Health and Human Services gave family planning organizations 3 options to continue billing Medicaid: ceasing abortion altogether, relinquishing their tax-exempt status, or relinquishing their essential community provider status. Well, Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin chose to relinquish its status as an essential community provider and is no longer barred from receiving Medicaid funds.
Right now, the Wisconsin Department of Justice is investigating after a Fort Atkinson police officer shot and killed a person last night when responding to a call. At about 5 o'clock, officers responded to a home after reports of a disturbance with shots fired. The DOJ says officers surrounded the home and one fired their weapon. That person was airlifted to a Madison hospital, but later died.
A closer look at where it happened. The DOJ says police response happened on Washington Street in Fort Atkinson. A rifle not belonging to officers was found at the scene. The officer involved was wearing a body camera and has been placed on administrative leave per standard protocol.
Happening tomorrow, the man charged with stalking the Chief Justice of the Wisconsin Supreme Court will be in court. 37-year-old Ryan Thornton of Racine is charged with 1 count of stalking. A criminal complaint alleges that Thornton sent emails to Justice Jill Karofsky accusing her of being manipulative, telling her to eject herself from office and asking for her home address. Capitol Police say Thornton was disgruntled with the lawyer who represented him in a 2019 strangulation and domestic abuse case in which a jury found him guilty.
The village administrator in DeForest says QTS Data Centers is approaching the village about the possibility of building a center there. QTS Data has not made a formal proposal just yet. Administrator Bill Chang in DeForest says until it happens, it cannot make any decision or initiate any of the necessary formal reviews. In a statement, Chang said, quote, "The village understands the public's concerns and has questions of its own that will require further exploration," end quote, and that the village will work to provide more information to people as soon as possible. It comes days after people in the adjacent town of Vienna expressed their anger over a canceled meeting that was meant to address their concerns about a proposed data center there. Chang says DeForest is aware of that proposal and clarified that any questions about that agreement should be directed to the town of Vienna or QTS.
Well, next at 5, the Packers get a big road win last night in Pittsburgh as Jordan Love outshines Aaron Rodgers.
And a superstar is emerging at tight end. Our Packers senior writer Jason Wilde has more on the big victory.
Matt LaFleur has said many, many times as the Packers head coach and offensive play caller that there are lots of mouths to feed on offense. He wants everyone to be involved. But after 9 targets for Tucker Kraft, 7 catches for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Steelers in Sunday night's win, Matt LaFleur might have to rethink that a little bit and start making his offense work around Tucker Kraft.
Big part of it.
We'd be crazy not to. He was a beast. He was a man possessed, and you just got to find ways to get him the ball.
Tucker Kraft won't be the only one that the Packers will rely on offensively when they return to Lambeau Field on Sunday against the Carolina Panthers. We'll have full coverage, though, throughout the week and of the game on our website, channel3000.com, where you can also sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers our coverage directly to your inbox. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. And with the Packers in midseason form, the Bucks are back.
And coming to our airwaves for free in Madison, Morgan Murphy Media and WISC TV once again teaming up with Weigel Broadcasting to bring Bucks games to Madison fans. Those games will be simulcast on FanDuel Wisconsin. The first game set for November 15th. It'll air right here on WISC TV3. All other games will air on Television Wisconsin. You can see the complete schedule at our website, channel3000.com.
Still to come tonight at 5, the chairs at the Memorial Union Terrace are packed up for the winter.
Our Nash Dara gives us a sneak peek of the secret location where they hibernate in their off season. That's still to come.
Plus, it's Halloween week. How long it took this Cottage Grove couple to transform their house, this is really impressive, into a medieval castle for trick-or-treaters.
On Wall Street today, record highs across the board. The Dow jumping 337.5 points. The Nasdaq a 433-point gain. The S&P adds 83.5. We'll be right back. Kind of a pretty October day to get the week started. Here's Alex with our first warn forecast.
Yeah, I wish I could be out in the patio doing the forecast right now with as nice as it has been today. But clouds will be on the increase. Tuesday will be a little bit different. Some isolated showers we're going to track together momentarily, and then nice through the rest of the upcoming work week. So let's start off, though, with the conditions for tonight. As we wake up to Tuesday morning, we'll do upper 30s, right around 40 degrees. Clouds will be on the increase from west to east across southern Wisconsin. And that's going to help to hold up those temperatures just a little bit tonight. Normal lows are in the mid-30s. Here are those showers knocking on the door. 5 o'clock tomorrow night. Mineral Point, over towards Darlington, over towards Monroe, maybe even Platteville. But as we put this into motion, those showers stay mostly to the south and west of Madison, Lone Rock, and then maybe getting up towards Viroqua, over towards Richland Center, Boscoville down to Platteville, still Mineral Point and Darlington. But most of this is all west of Madison as a weather system kind of sneaks to our south and to our west, and then look at the winds coming in from the east and the cloud line quickly moving off to the west as we go on into Wednesday as that weather system spins to the south of the area, bringing us sunny conditions but breezy weather as we go into Wednesday. High temperatures will do 55 in Prairie du Chien, 57 in Lone Rock on Tuesday, 56 in Madison, and 57 to the north up towards the Baraboo area. So all in all, a pretty nice fall October day. Less the clouds out there, but you know, it's October, and oftentimes in October we have cloudy conditions. The next 10 days here, so there's the gusty winds on Wednesday, do 54 on Thursday, 51 on Halloween, a slight chance of a shower. Don't forget, we turn the clocks back as we go Saturday night into Sunday. And then Sunday, we got that important Lambeau Field game at in the afternoon hours. I'm going to show you the forecast for that in just a couple moments. But these temperatures staying just a little bit below normal as we head out further into the future. Here is that game. Well, we have slight chances of showers here in southern Wisconsin, kind of a wet and raw feel up at Lambeau Field as we move into Sunday afternoon. So be prepared for that. You're going to need the poncho as we head up to Lambeau Field if you have plans to go to the game at this point in time. Now, Halloween, that's also another important time here. So at 4 o'clock, the spooky temperatures here, chilly at 48 degrees at 6 o'clock. But you know what? Hey, we've had snow and cold and winds and alert day conditions. So this is not a very bad Halloween forecast, in my humble opinion, for southern Wisconsin. And I'll leave you off here with two more graphics. I want to show this pretty picture. Wow. Isn't that stunning, the reds that we have there in Sauk City? Those tree colors are limited. Those days are, again, if we get any gusty winds, which we're going to have Tuesday and Wednesday, there go the leaves, leaf by leaf. And lastly here, coming up a little bit later in the newscast, we're going to talk about the formidable hurricane, Hurricane Melissa. If you look up towards the top of the screen, winds right now sustained at 175 miles per hour, gusting to 215. And when you see a perfect concentric circle like you're seeing just south and west of Jamaica, that is about as classic of a hurricane signature as you get, which is a really, really, really strong sign that it is a really, really strong, devastating, and dangerous hurricane.
Yeah, it's a very scary situation. It's Cat 5 now,
Category
right?
5 hurricane. Wow. Strong Category 5
And we'll
hurricane.
look at what's happening down there shortly and just a little bit later in the newscast. Alex, thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Well, it is that time of the year again. The UW Memorial Union Terrace has to put away the iconic Sunburst Terrace chairs.
The process of transporting 2,000 chairs, 431 tables, started this morning. Our Nash Dara has more.
The Terrace Sunburst chairs at the Memorial Union are symbolic to Wisconsin. But have you ever wondered where these chairs go during hibernation? The answer is simple. They go to a top-secret warehouse for storage and restoration. The terrace season is officially over at the Memorial Union, and that now means that the chairs will be making their departure for the cold Wisconsin winter. The long process kicked off this morning, and I was able to check out the behind-the-scenes of this important task.
We have 3 trucks coming and going between here and our warehouse throughout today and probably the next 4 days. So it takes about 12 people and those 3 trucks to make all of our terrace furniture and all of our furniture throughout Memorial Union and Union South go to their wintertime destination.
The mastermind behind the entire production is project facilitator Joel Garrett, who is fully aware that he has his hands full this week.
When we add up everything that comes back, it's like just barely under 3,000 pieces of furniture, trash containers, umbrellas, all the different pieces that go out on the terrace.
One part of the transition is simply loading and unloading the trucks at the terrace and the warehouse. The other part is strategically and efficiently stacking the tables and chairs safely once inside.
What we do is put a really solid base of chairs, double stacked, and then we put cardboard between them. We go like 3 high, so not real high. You can still reach them from below. And then that gives us a really good base, and we put really light tables on top with the forklift. So we have to squeeze in a lot of pieces in kind of a narrow section of our warehouse.
Well, until we see these trademark chairs once again soaking up the sun at the Memorial Union, I'm Nash Dara, News 3 Now.
And the warehouse also prioritizes what chairs are worse for the wear and maybe need a few repairs for the new year.
Well, it's Halloween week, of course, and one Cottage Grove family is going all out. Every year, Amy Atwood and her husband pick a different theme and they transform their home for Halloween. This year's theme, medieval. The couple made a castle. Decorations include jousting horses, they have a drawbridge, and nights. Our crew stopped by the Atwoods' home to get a closer look. And boy, this is Halloween decorating goals, let me tell you. And they found out about how much work went into this project. Oh, sorry about that. We can't hear Amy, but I'm sure it took a long time and a lot of planning. Trick-or-treating, by the way, in Cottage Grove runs from 4:30 to 7 on Halloween.
We'll try to fix that so we can hear her in our later newscast. Still ahead at 5, as we mentioned, Hurricane Melissa, the storm setting its sights on Jamaica after intensifying over the weekend. How many inches of rain the experts are saying that this rare Category 5 storm will bring? That's next. Well, right now, a Category 5 hurricane, as we mentioned, barreling toward Jamaica with winds of up to 175 miles per hour. Melissa rapidly intensified over the weekend after ravaging Haiti and the Dominican Republic, where the storm killed at least 4 people. The National Hurricane Center says Melissa's impact on Jamaica will be catastrophic, bringing potentially 40 inches, that's 40 inches of rain. The hurricane's expected to cause extensive infrastructure damage that'll cut off entire communities. We take a live look right now of Jamaica. Mandatory evacuation orders are in place for vulnerable coastal areas. Experts say this will likely be Jamaica's strongest storm on record.
In other news, nearly 5 million pounds of ready-to-eat frozen chicken is unsafe to eat. Hormel Foods says the products may contain small pieces of metal. So far, there are no reports of any injuries. Hormel found out about the metal after receiving complaints from places that served their chicken. Among the affected items, 13-pound cases of Hormel fire-braised, all-natural boneless chicken thigh meat and 13-pound cases containing 3-ounce Hormel fire-braised meats, all-natural chicken breast. In Congress, Democrats and Republicans continue to trade blame over the second longest government shutdown in American history.
Olivia Rinaldi is at the Capitol with whether there's any kind of breakthrough in sight.
Federal workers lined up at a food stand from World Central Kitchen in Washington, D.C. Monday to pick up donated meals after missing their first full paychecks on Friday.
It's nice to have organizations kind of step up and provide relief and support.
Humberto Lopez has been furloughed from the Department of Defense. With no end in sight, he says the shutdown has left a bad taste in his mouth.
Seems like, the guys across the hill playing games, and the rest of us are hurting.
The largest union of federal government employees released a statement Monday saying it's time to pass a clean continuing resolution and end this shutdown today.
I think it is the breaking point, and so something has to happen and something has to give.
This week, the food assistance program known as SNAP, which more than 40 million Americans rely on, will be cut off. The Department of Agriculture stating bluntly on its website, the well has run dry. Now, the Senate is back in session, but there are no signs of a breakthrough. Democrats continue to hold out for those extensions to health care subsidies, but Republicans refuse to budge.
Republicans have shut down the government because they are unwilling to provide affordable health care to the American people.
If this was really what this is about, the Democrats would be voting to reopen the government so that we could actually engage in a serious discussion about rising health care costs.
Adding to this pressure, air traffic controllers will miss their paychecks Tuesday. The FAA says staffing shortages led to major flight delays over the weekend. Thousands more of those delays continued Monday, although some are weather-related. Olivia Rinaldi, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Stay with us. We'll get a final check on the forecast with Alex after a short break. In Congress, Democrats and Republicans continue to trade blame over the second longest government shutdown in American history.
Olivia Rinaldi is at the Capitol with whether there's any kind of breakthrough in sight.
Federal workers lined up at a food stand from World Central Kitchen in Washington, D.C. Monday to pick up donated meals after missing their first full paychecks on Friday.
It's nice to have organizations kind of step up and provide relief and support.
Humberto Lopez has been furloughed from the Department of Defense. With no end in sight, he says the shutdown has left a bad taste in his mouth.
Seems like, the guys across the hill playing games, and the rest of us are hurting.
The largest union of federal government employees released a statement Monday saying it's time to pass a clean continuing resolution and end this shutdown today.
I think it is the breaking point, and so something has to happen and something has to give.
This week, the food assistance program known as SNAP, which more than 40 million Americans rely on, will be cut off. The Department of Agriculture stating bluntly on its website, the well has run dry. Now, the Senate is back in session, but there are no signs of a breakthrough. Democrats continue to hold out for those extensions to health care subsidies, but Republicans refuse to budge.
Republicans have shut down the government because they are unwilling to provide affordable health care to the American people.
If this was really what this is about, the Democrats would be voting to reopen the government so that we could actually engage in a serious discussion about rising health care costs.
Adding to this pressure, air traffic controllers will miss their paychecks Tuesday. The FAA says staffing shortages led to major flight delays over the weekend. Thousands more of those delays continued Monday, although some are weather-related. Olivia Rinaldi, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Stay with us. We'll get a final check on the forecast with Alex after a short break.
There's a new menopause drug on the market without hormones. A doctor shares what you need to know.
And it's the modern parenting question. How much screen time is too much, especially for young children? We'll tell you what the experts are now saying tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And stay with us after the evening news. We'll hear from Attorney General Josh Kaul about Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin's announcement that it will provide abortions again. That's coming up tonight in 30 minutes on News 3 Now at 6.
And Alex is back. Final check of the forecast.
Very much like it should be for the end of October. Cloudy skies, 50s, a couple shower chances, which we'll see here in the 10-day forecast. A few showers, mainly south and west of Madison on Tuesday. The big important Halloween day, just a slight chance of an upcoming shower. At 6, I'll let you know what the weather's going to look like going clear out beyond the 10-day into November.
All right, sounds good, Alex. Thank you. Thanks for watching at 5, everybody. The CBS Evening News is coming up next.
We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. You can always find us streaming 24/7 from Channel 3000+.